Good morning. This is Ask Marie again in reference to the homeless. I'm going to talk about the combat between the cities and the homelessness. And some cities are doing minimal. They're just like putting a band-aid on a broken leg or a leg that's been amputated without treatment. So they're giving them like portable toilets, which a lot of them can't use because the drug dealers are charging them money to use them and nobody's there to really supervise. And then they're giving them water ports at some places. Some cities are giving them, they're putting them up in hotels, giving them cigarettes and booze as well as money. So a lot of the homeless flock there, even though it's cold during the seasons. But no judgments have been given towards the landlords who are charging outrageous rent for places that used to be affordable. You know, you have parents like that give their children, some parents, they give their children any and everything that they want just to satisfy them and stop them from crying and whatnot. They don't discipline their children. And there's the same thing with city officials. They're not disciplining these homeless people. They're not disciplining the landlords and getting in the middle and refereeing the situation. They're allowing the landlords to force these, they don't just really put them out, they forced them out by not doing any repairs. Eventually these people leave. And then they have some who pay their rent every month. And they say there's no reason for their eviction. But they are allowing these landlords to evict these people. Once they get evicted, they modernize the whole building. And they bring in high rent, people who can pay high rent. And over a period of time, everybody that lives in that neighborhood lives in a high-class society rent areas. Well, with that, the city seems to take better care of them. They sweep the streets and they keep them clean. And they have, instead of 1 day for garbage pickup, they have 3 days a week. They get benefits. I don't think it's because they're paying more taxes, because anybody that's working is going to pay taxes unless they're working off the books. And a lot of that is going on because the average drug dealer is working off the books. I don't know of a drug dealer in this world who pays taxes. Now, this homelessness is global. It's not just in the United States. It's all over, and all the continents have it. And different places handle it differently. So they allow these landlords to put these people out on the street, and it becomes the problem of the city officials. Now, a lot of the problem, too, is because a lot of people don't vote when they should. How can you call your city official to help you with your rent if you didn't even vote? You know, you don't even know who to call. You know, and you're going to stand up there and say, in January 1st, and say, I don't have my rent. Because, you know, everybody knows it was Christmas and we had to have our Christmas. Well, you didn't even think about where you're going to stay in January. So it's not always the landlord's fault. It's some of these tenants as well. They're not responsible. So it's combat between the cities, governments, and the tenants. Now, then there's some cities that will give you a one-way ticket to go to any city outside of theirs that you want to, just to get rid of the problem of dealing with that small group of people. Then you have cities that will pay rent in another city for you to go to if you promise, and this rent is paid for a whole year, 12 months. If you promise, the stipulation is that you do not come back to their city. Well, that's just passing the buck. That's just passing the buck. It's not helping the homeless. And sometimes not all homeless people are the same. There's so many different levels. There are homeless people that really want to come up and out of their situation so that they can pay taxes again. And then there's some homeless people that's been in it so long, they just don't care. So this is combat, and it's been going on for years. It's been going on for decades. There's combat between the city officials, and I'm inclined to believe they just don't know what to do. They're trying this, trying that, and trying the other. One situation that I think kind of works are those tiny houses, because these people have not slept in a long time. Can you imagine how you would function if you did not get a one night's sleep? How about 1 week? How about a month? It gets worse and worse. Then you got mental health problems. And that's the result of not getting a sufficient sleep. They're committing crimes. Crime goes up wherever they are. And if you look at the root of it, it's because these city officials are not doing what needs to be done. And I'm inclined to believe that they don't know what needs to be done. And then some of them do know, but they're misappropriating the money, wasting the money by putting a Band-Aid on the situation. Let me know what your thoughts are of this and what you think is the right thing to do for these people who are homeless. Do leave your comments and subscribe. God bless.